Welcome to Jamaica, an island where towering blue mountains kiss the clouds. Churches fill every valley, and hummingbirds flash emerald and ruby in the morning light. Most people think they know Jamaica for reggae rhythms or Olympic sprints, but this country is home to a legacy of freedom, rare wildlife, and inventions that have flavored kitchens worldwide. Did you know Jamaica has the most churches per square mile, or that its forests hide plants and animals found nowhere else on Earth? Here, stories of warrior queens, solar farms, and maroon strongholds are as real as the sunshine that bathes Montego Bay. Join us as we uncover 15 mind-blowing facts about Jamaica that will forever change the way you see this legendary island. Unfortunately, I don't have unlimited video footage from Jamaica, so you might see some images or B-roll filling the gaps. But I hope this won't take away from your enjoyment of the documentary. If you have corrections, personal experiences, or extra insights about Jamaica, I would love to hear from you in the comments. I always read and reply to every comment, so don't hesitate to share your thoughts and help make this channel even better. Fact 1. Jamaica's bold renewable energy vision. In recent years, Jamaica has set itself apart in the Caribbean with an ambitious goal to become a leader in clean energy. By the year 2030, the Jamaican government aims to generate half of the country's electricity from renewable sources like solar, wind, hydro, and biomass. This is a remarkable commitment, considering the island's long reliance on imported oil and the challenges of transitioning infrastructure. Large solar farms have already been constructed across parishes like Clarendon and Westmoreland, while wind farms such as Wigton are harnessing the island breezes. Biomass from sugarcane waste is being used as fuel in innovative ways, turning old agricultural byproducts into new energy. Even hotels and schools are jumping on board with rooftop solar panels. Jamaica's push for renewables is not only about cutting costs and reducing pollution, it's about building energy independence and protecting the island's delicate natural beauty. The hope is that within a decade, Jamaica could stand as an example for other island nations striving for a greener future, proving that sustainable living isn't just possible, but smart. Fact 2. The Sunshine Girls, Jamaica's netball powerhouse. While the world often talks about Jamaican sprinters, few outside the region realize that netball is one of Jamaica's greatest sporting success stories. The national netball team, affectionately known as the Sunshine Girls, consistently ranks among the top 3 teams globally, going head-to-head with powerhouses like Australia and New Zealand. Netball is more than a pastime in Jamaica. It's a source of national pride and community spirit. Across towns and rural villages, girls grow up playing on makeshift courts, learning quick reflexes and strategic thinking. The Sunshine Girls are celebrated for their skill, agility, and sheer determination, regularly bringing home medals from the Commonwealth Games and Netball World Cups. Their influence extends off the court, too. Many team members become role models, mentoring young athletes and promoting women's empowerment throughout the island. Netball matches draw enthusiastic crowds, and the Sunshine Girls' achievements inspire new generations of players. In a country known for speed, it's refreshing to see how Jamaica's sporting greatness also shines in teamwork, resilience, and a fast-paced game played with heart. Fact 3. The enigmatic doctor bird, Jamaica's unique hummingbird. Jamaica's national bird, the doctor bird, is a creature so unique that you simply won't find its kind anywhere else on the planet. Officially named the red-billed streamer-tail, this dazzling hummingbird is instantly recognizable thanks to its long, ribbon-like tail feathers that seem to float and shimmer in the sunlight. Locals call it the doctor bird because early residents thought the male's black crest and tails resembled the tailcoats worn by doctors in the old days. This bird isn't just a feathered beauty. It's a powerful symbol of the island's natural magic and resilience. The doctor bird is only found in Jamaica, flitting through mountain forests and gardens, sipping nectar from vibrant tropical flowers. Its rapid wing beats create a distinctive buzzing sound, and some believe its presence brings luck. With its iridescent green plumage and acrobatic flight, the doctor bird has inspired countless works of Jamaican art, poetry, and folklore. Even the country's currency and emblems pay tribute to this flying jewel. For anyone visiting Jamaica, catching a glimpse of the Dr. Bird is a reminder that this island's wonders are as rare as they are unforgettable. Fact 4. Ackee, the fruit that defines Jamaica's national dish. The story of Jamaica's national fruit, the ackee, is a journey of transformation, culture, and survival. Originally brought to the island from West Africa in the 18th century, the ackee tree now flourishes in Jamaica's warm, tropical climate. Its fruit, with a bright red pod that splits open to reveal soft, creamy yellow flesh and shiny black seeds, is as iconic as the island itself. But here's the twist. Ackee must be harvested and prepared with the utmost care. If eaten before it naturally opens, it contains toxins that can be dangerous. So Jamaicans have learned to respect its rhythms and signs. Once safely harvested, the ackee is boiled and then sautéed with salted cod, onions, peppers, and spices to create ackee and saltfish, Jamaica's beloved national dish. This meal isn't just food. It's a symbol of the island's blending of African heritage and local ingenuity, gracing breakfast tables from Kingston to Montego Bay. For locals, ackee means home, and for visitors, it's a taste of authentic Jamaica. Few dishes anywhere in the world are such a powerful blend of history, flavor, and identity. Fact 5. The Maroons, Jamaica's legacy of freedom and autonomy. Deep in the mountains and forests of Jamaica, the story of the Maroons stands as one of the island's most remarkable chapters. These communities are descendants of enslaved Africans who escaped from Spanish and later British plantations as far back as the 17th century. Fiercely independent, the Maroons used their knowledge of Jamaica's rugged landscape to wage successful guerrilla warfare against colonial forces, building fortified villages in remote areas like the Blue Mountains and Cockpit Country. In 1739, the British government, exhausted by years of costly conflict, signed treaties with the Maroons, granting them autonomy and land rights. This was extraordinary for the era. The Maroons could govern their own affairs and were recognized as a distinct people within Jamaica. Today, Maroon settlements such as Accompong and Moortown still maintain unique traditions, languages, and annual celebrations, proudly preserving their African roots. The Maroons' legacy is one of resilience and resistance, and their communities are living reminders that Jamaica's national motto, "Out of many, one people," was forged in the fires of struggle and unity. Their cultural influence continues to shape Jamaican identity in profound ways. Fact 6. Queen Nanny, the warrior woman on Jamaica's currency. When it comes to national heroes, few are as revered in Jamaica as Queen Nanny, the legendary leader of the Maroons. Born in the late 17th century, Queen Nanny was more than just a warrior. She was a spiritual leader, a strategist, and a fierce defender of her people's freedom. Her remarkable leadership in guerrilla battles against British colonial forces helped secure the Maroons' autonomy and protect runaway slaves. Stories of her bravery, like catching British bullets with her bare hands or using clever tactics to outwit the enemy, have become part of Jamaican folklore, cementing her status as a folk hero. Today, Queen Nanny is one of only a handful of women in the world to be declared a national hero, and her face graces the Jamaican $500 bill as a lasting tribute. Monuments and schools bear her name, and every year, Maroon communities celebrate her legacy with festivals and ceremonies. For Jamaicans, Queen Nanny isn't just a figure from history. She's a living symbol of courage, resistance, and the enduring strength of women. Her legacy continues to inspire the fight for justice and equality across the island. Fact 7. Kingston Harbour, the hidden giant of the Caribbean. Tucked along Jamaica's southern coast lies Kingston Harbour, a natural marvel that most travelers never fully appreciate. Stretching about 10 miles long and nearly 2 miles wide, it ranks as one of the largest natural harbors in the world. Its vast, sheltered waters have made Kingston Harbour a crucial hub for centuries, shaping the city's destiny as a major Caribbean port. From the era of Spanish galleons and British merchant ships to today's bustling container terminals, this harbor has seen waves of commerce, migration, and cultural exchange. The infamous city of Port Royal, once dubbed the wickedest city on earth, sits at the mouth of the harbor, its ruins now submerged due to a massive earthquake in 1692. Today, Kingston Harbour continues to play a vital role in Jamaica's economy, with ships arriving from every corner of the globe. Its mangrove-lined shores are home to unique wildlife, and its history is a fascinating mix of piracy, trade, and survival. For many Jamaicans, the harbor is more than just water. It's the lifeblood of Kingston, and a testament to the island's enduring spirit of connection and adventure. Fact 8. Allspice, Jamaica's secret ingredient to global cuisine. Few people realize that the warm, aromatic spice known as allspice actually traces its roots to Jamaica. Native to the island and sometimes called Jamaican pepper or pimento, the allspice tree produces small, dried berries that pack a remarkable punch of flavor, blending hints of cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves all at once. Indigenous Taino people were the first to use allspice in cooking and ceremonies, and European explorers quickly carried this treasure across the globe. Today, allspice is an essential ingredient in Jamaican jerk seasoning, which gives the island's famous grilled meats their signature kick. But its influence reaches far beyond Jamaica. Allspice features in everything from English pickles to American pumpkin pies and even Middle Eastern stews. The oil from the berries is prized for its medicinal properties, and the wood itself is sometimes used to smoke meat, infusing it with an extra layer of island flavor. For Jamaicans, allspice is a source of pride, one of the island's original gifts to world cuisine, and a perfect example of how Jamaica's unique landscape flavors not just food, but culture itself. Fact 9. Lignum Vitae, the tree that sinks and heals. If you ever wanted to find a tree with superpowers, Jamaica's national tree, the Lignum Vitae, would be your answer. Its Latin name means wood of life, and for good reason. This remarkable tree produces one of the densest and hardest woods in the world, so much so that it actually sinks in water, a true rarity in the plant kingdom. In centuries past, Lignum Vitae wood was a prized export, used for everything from ship propeller shaft bearings and pulley blocks to heavy-duty mallets and even bowling balls. Its natural oils make it self-lubricating, perfect for tough mechanical jobs. But the Lignum Vitae isn't just famous for its toughness. Its resin and bark have long been used in traditional medicine, believed to treat everything from arthritis to colds. The tree itself is small and slow-growing, boasting beautiful blue-purple flowers that attract pollinators. Today, its harvesting is regulated to protect it for future generations, and the Lignum Vitae stands as a symbol of Jamaica's endurance and resourcefulness. For Jamaicans, this humble tree is both a piece of history and a living national treasure. Fact 10. Blue Mountain Peak, Jamaica's roof above the clouds. Rising majestically above the mist and rainforest, Blue Mountain Peak is the highest point on the island of Jamaica, soaring to about 7,402 feet above sea level. This towering summit dominates the eastern landscape and is so high that on a clear morning, climbers can glimpse the faint outline of Cuba nearly 90 miles away. The journey to the top is a rite of passage for adventurous Jamaicans and travelers alike, with the trek weaving through dense bamboo forests, wild orchids, and cascading mountain streams. The air is noticeably cooler, a refreshing escape from the heat of the lowlands, and the slopes are famous for producing some of the world's most celebrated coffee. But Blue Mountain Peak is more than a scenic hike or a caffeine landmark. It is a place of deep cultural significance. Local maroon legends, rare birds, and endemic plants all find refuge here. For centuries, the mountain's rugged terrain offered sanctuary to those fleeing oppression, while today it remains a symbol of endurance and hope. Standing atop Blue Mountain Peak, surrounded by clouds and silence, you truly feel on top of Jamaica and perhaps the world. Fact 11. The Blue and John Crow Mountains, a UNESCO sanctuary. Nestled in Jamaica's eastern highlands, the Blue and John Crow Mountains form a breathtaking and culturally significant landscape, officially recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This honor, granted in 2015, highlights both the region's stunning natural beauty and its unique role in human history. The mountains are a sanctuary for hundreds of rare plants and animals, including the endangered giant swallowtail butterfly and nearly 30 bird species found nowhere else on Earth. Dense forests blanket steep ridges, with waterfalls and hidden valleys offering shelter to wildlife and adventure for hikers. But this wilderness is also a living testament to freedom. For generations, the Maroons made these mountains their stronghold, escaping slavery and resisting colonial forces from the safety of the misty peaks. Sacred Maroon sites still dot the hills, blending African traditions with the wild heart of Jamaica. Today, visitors can walk ancient trails once traveled by Maroon warriors and discover remote villages where old ways endure. The Blue and John Crow Mountains are not just a protected ecosystem. They are a symbol of Jamaican resilience, pride, and the enduring connection between people and land. Fact 12. Jamaica, the land of 1,000 churches. Step into almost any Jamaican town or village, and you'll be greeted by a remarkable sight: churches everywhere in every style, denomination, and size. In fact, Jamaica holds the world record for having the most churches per square mile, with over 1,600 scattered across the island's hills, towns, and bustling city streets. This abundance is a reflection of Jamaica's rich spiritual heritage and the pivotal role that religion has played in shaping society. From grand Anglican cathedrals to modest wooden chapels and vibrant Pentecostal meeting halls, each church tells its own story of faith, migration, and community resilience. Sunday mornings see towns come alive with the sounds of gospel music and lively sermons, drawing neighbors together in celebration and reflection. Churches are not just places of worship. They are often centers for education, social gatherings, and community aid, especially in times of crisis. The diversity of denominations also mirrors the country's multicultural roots, blending African, European, and indigenous influences. For many Jamaicans, the local church remains a cornerstone of identity and belonging, weaving faith into the very fabric of daily life. Fact 13. Alia Atkinson, Jamaica's record-breaking swimming star. While Jamaica is world famous for sprinting legends, the island also made sporting history in the water thanks to Alia Atkinson. In 2014, Atkinson became the first black woman ever to win a gold medal at the Swimming World Championships, taking the top spot in the 100-meter breaststroke. Her triumph was more than a personal victory. It shattered stereotypes and inspired countless young athletes across Jamaica and beyond, especially in a sport where Caribbean nations have traditionally struggled to compete. Alia's journey began in Kingston, where she first learned to swim and quickly showed talent and determination that set her apart. Despite limited training facilities compared to powerhouse swimming nations, she trained relentlessly and broke national, regional, and even world records over her career. Atkinson's success brought new attention to Jamaican swimming programs, encouraging investment and grassroots participation. Her achievements are celebrated not just for their athletic excellence, but for paving the way for a more diverse future in international swimming. In a country known for breaking barriers on the track, Alia Atkinson proved that Jamaicans can make waves anywhere, on land or in the pool. Fact 14. Jamaica, a true biodiversity hotspot. Jamaica may be small in size, but it is absolutely colossal when it comes to biodiversity. The island is recognized as a biodiversity hotspot, meaning it's home to a remarkable variety of plants and animals found nowhere else on Earth. For bird lovers, Jamaica is pure paradise, boasting around 29 endemic bird species, more than any other Caribbean island. Standouts include the radiant Jamaican toady, the elusive black-billed parrot, and of course, the mesmerizing Dr. Bird. But birds are just the beginning. Over 800 flowering plant species are unique to Jamaica, painting the forests with bursts of color from rare orchids and wild ginger. The island's rivers and caves shelter rare freshwater fish, bats, and even giant butterflies like the Jamaican swallowtail, the largest in the Western Hemisphere. Much of this biodiversity flourishes in places like the Blue and John Crow Mountains and the Cockpit Country, areas that have served as sanctuaries for both wildlife and people. For scientists and nature enthusiasts, Jamaica is a living laboratory, teeming with wonders that remind us just how precious and fragile our planet's diversity can be. Fact 15, Montego Bay, from hog fat port to tourism capital. Montego Bay, now Jamaica's dazzling tourism hub, carries a name rooted in a surprisingly humble past. The city's name comes from the Spanish word manteca, meaning lard, a nod to its colonial history as a port for shipping hog fat and leather. Back in the days of Spanish rule, Montego Bay was a bustling center for the export of salt pork and animal products, which were in high demand for ships and settlements across the Caribbean and Europe. The bay's natural harbor made it the ideal loading point for goods, and its gentle hills provided shelter from storms, a crucial advantage for colonial traders. Over time, as British influence took over, Montego Bay transformed from a sleepy export port to a lively market town, and eventually into the thriving resort city it is today. Modern Montego Bay is known for its beautiful white sand beaches, vibrant nightlife, and bustling hip strip. But traces of its colorful trading history remain in local museums and street names. What was once a gateway for hogs and hides is now the Caribbean's invitation to sunshine, relaxation, and Jamaican hospitality. Cost of living, settling down, work, healthcare, and prices in Jamaica. The real island experience. Thinking about starting a new life in Jamaica? Or just curious what it's really like to live on this legendary island? Let's dive into the nitty-gritty of everyday life, from budgets to bureaucracy and everything in between. First, cost of living. Compared to North America or Western Europe, Jamaica can be more affordable, but don't expect bargain basement prices everywhere. Rent for a simple apartment in Kingston or Montego Bay might range from $700 to $1,200 a month, with utilities adding another $150 or so. Groceries can be a mix. Local fruits, vegetables, and seafood are a bargain, but imported cheese or wine will have you reaching deep into your pocket. Eating out? A sit-down meal in a mid-range restaurant is usually about $12 to $18, while street food like jerk chicken is a steal at just a few bucks. If you plan to settle, there are several visa paths. Retirees often use the Jamaica Welcome Stamp or long-term residence permits, while those seeking work need a job offer first. The job market is diverse but competitive, especially for non-nationals. Tourism, teaching, agriculture, and digital nomad gigs are the most accessible fields. Average local salaries are far below what you'd find in the US, so many expats arrive with remote work arrangements or pension income. Healthcare in Jamaica is a mixed bag. Public hospitals are available and free for citizens and legal residents, but they're often crowded and short on resources. Private clinics and hospitals offer higher quality but come at a price. A simple doctor's visit might cost $30 to $50, while health insurance, highly recommended, will cost several $100s a year. Pharmacies are widespread, and common medications are easy to find. Daily transport is mainly by route taxi, minibus, or private car. Fuel costs around $5 per gallon, and public transport, while cheap, is famously island time. Utilities such as electricity can be pricey, especially with air conditioning. So many locals rely on ceiling fans and sea breezes. For anyone considering a move, the real treasure isn't just the cost savings. It's the warmth of the people, the vibrant culture, and the sense of freedom. Just be ready for a slower pace, a bit of bureaucracy, and the daily adventure that is Jamaican life. Before you go, if you enjoyed discovering the real Jamaica with us, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more fascinating journeys. Your support helps us share even more untold stories and incredible facts from around the world. Drop a comment below and let us know which Jamaican fact surprised you the most. Or share your own experiences if you've ever visited the island. Don't forget to check out the pinned comment for links to more mind-blowing travel documentaries you won't want to miss. Until next time, thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay adventurous, and see you in the next episode.